said to re-engineer advertising, and I wonder why. As we all know, now the world has 2 billion devices connected to internet, 2 billion. And that number is estimated to double in the year 2017. So consumers are fundamentally changing the way they access to information, entertainment, communication, and working and sharing information. So that has a fundamental change, also drive the necessary change as the industry. How do we think of advertising? And also how do we think of our roles as a publishers, as an advertising agency? What is our core competence? At the same time, Yahoo, being one of the biggest publishers on the web, since our new CEO, Marissa Mayer, on board in July last year, our company is also undergoing transformation, which has made some significant impact. And also, so I'd like to take some time to share how Yahoo also reimagine our company going forward, and also what are the underpinning strategic trends that we have seen in the industry that will be relevant to all the advertisers and marketers today. So let's try the technical thing. It works great. So really to make the world's daily habits inspiring and entertaining. That's where we think the Yahoo's mission really is going to be. So thinking about all the services that we use, and particular our daily habits nowadays. You check your information, you check your mail, people take photo every day, and this morning I'm pretty sure most of you probably wake up not the first to try to pick up the newspaper to read information or what's happening around the world or in your neighborhood. You use your mobile phone. So the fundamental change with all of these, but these behaviors really becoming daily habits. And Yahoo service happen to be the Yahoo Mail, Yahoo News, Finance, Weather, Photo from Flickr. All of those services are also daily habits. And we have now a refreshed focus on consumers and consumer products. And we are headed to make the world's daily habits much more entertaining and much more inspiring. And to re-engineering and to reimagine Yahoo. A lot of you probably are pretty familiar with the company, but I want to go back into what's happening in the back of the company and to share with you the process as we reimagine Yahoo. Like any re-engineering work, it always starts with people. And that's what we believe is most critical, especially in our industry and in our business. So people, Yahoo is make endeavor to make sure Yahoo is the best place for people to work. So we have refreshed all the programs. Now there's free food, free phone, everything that basically we wanted to make sure the employees come to Yahoo and really are inspired by the vision where the company is headed, and also on day-to-day, it's an exciting place to work. So we're very, very pleased to see the phenomenal change and the momentum that has gathered inside the company. Just to give you one statistic, right now we receive 17,000 resumes a week for people who are interested in to work for Yahoo, versus only 2,000 in January this year. So now it has gone up by more than 8 times. And we've also seen a lot of great Yahoo people who left the company and returned. We call them boomerang. So right now 10% of our hiring are actually ex-Yahoos. So we believe we got to focus and create a culture of accountability and also the culture of transparency so that we can drive the most important change in a company, that is our products. So products, since December last year, we've literally have refresh of all the major services in the last 10 months. From mail, from our front page, from Flickrs, from groups, from all the services, and the focus is absolutely on mobile. So give you one example that our product refresh speed has substantially picked up. Just last quarter alone, we've launched 15 product releases, which means almost once every week, versus 2 years before, probably only once a quarter. So the speed has phenomenally picked up, and we're really, really pleased to see the product momentum is really driving, very importantly, the user growth. So as of last month, Yahoo now has 800 million people visited Yahoo in September. And that's a substantial growth from where we were over a year ago. Only in Q2 is the first time actually we've seen the declining trend being reversed, and now we're seeing the user growth even in the US in the last 2 months. Yahoo once again becoming the #1 website that people visited the most, beating Google in the US, according to the data from ComScore. So all these users were also very, very excited to see with the refreshed product focus. Of course, a lot of work is still undergoing. It's only the beginning. And ultimately, the very important thing we also do is to develop a new advertising format that will be able to complement advertisers' interest in participating in the content and a new format of the experiences, so that advertisers can also benefit and take the best out of the Yahoo's re-engineering work. So lots of work is still ongoing. I'm only citing the initial progress we're making. Certainly, this is a journey that we're committed to go forward. And a lot of the things that we do, and especially the fundamental change we're bringing to the product, also reflected on the industry major trends. So let me just share with you 3 major trends. One, we believe the web is fundamentally better when it's personalized. So the personalization is absolutely the key. And we believe that is one of the most important trends in the industry going forward. And Yahoo's big data, in fact, Yahoo is one of the pioneering in the industry with our Hadoop technology by processing big data in the very early days. So the personalized big data really is at the core of a personalization. And since Marisa on board, she led the major development of building out a personalization engine that radically improved the user experience. So now, like on every content pieces, that in the real time that we stack ranks millions of content based on the user's interests and behaviors, so that our web, our content pages can be served as unique as every individual consumer. And that also complement with the personalized advertising, so that we can make sure the advertising messages and communication messages can be complemented in that environment as well. And also, of course, everybody talked about mobile, multiple screens. We absolutely live in a multiple screen world. And just recently, we have seen yet another new devices being developed, on our wrists, right? Samsung had just developed a watch that you can also connect it online. So the multiple screens is absolutely one of the most important plan going forward. And we have seen, especially Yahoo in the last 10 months, we've made 27 acquisitions, and most of the acquisitions are related to mobile, to help us access to mobile talent or mobile technology to help us to develop better products on the screen very rapidly. As you can see, so we've fundamentally, we're one of the pioneers really to bring beautiful experiences onto your mobile devices. Examples like on the Yahoo app in the US, you will be able to have a summarization of content rather than going in to read a long article. I'm pretty sure no matter how much we want to look down, we're not that interested in reading a full article on your mobile phone screen. So we utilize our summarization technology through acquisition, and quickly implement it into our content viewing experiences. Yahoo Weather has won one of the Apple Design Award this year. Is most popular weather app. If you have not downloaded, please go to your Android store or Apple store to download Yahoo Weather. It's absolutely beautiful experience. So you're no longer reading about the weather, you're actually seeing the weather. We do a beautiful job integrating Flickr photo into weather, besides giving you rich information, but also beautiful experience. And Flickr, the photo, since we've refreshed on mobile, we've seen the photo upload has gone up by 4 times. Also, just generally, we have seen the mobile, absolutely, I think Yahoo is one proof point of how mobile internet has quickly grown. Just the last 9 months, with all these product refreshes, we have seen our mobile user worldwide almost double in 9 months, from 200 million to 390 million last month. So multiple screen absolutely is key. And there's implication for all the advertisers and marketers as well as to how we use creative or communication strategy to tap into this new device. And another very important thing about the strategy and the major trend is content marketing. Not all the marketers are publishers, we understand. And Yahoo being one of the biggest publisher on the web, we know something about content at the larger scale. Just the information, as you can see, the term content marketing has been heavily searched in the industry. Just looking at the trend, it's interesting, the last year or so, we've seen the subject content marketing has picked up substantially as this has become increasingly the attention that marketers pay to. It's given the flourishing and the proliferation of content and how users are spending a lot more time in a very diverse content environment. Content marketing absolutely is not only a buzzword, but also a pain point. And that has already been picked up by the industry. The first serious signal we've seen is paid by Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola 2 years ago formally dropped creative excellence in favor of content excellence. Because of the environment change, the creative has to be put in the context. And we have just heard the last speaker talked about how the creativity really has to be taken into a very new vision in this environment. And a lot more companies follow suit. And also, more recently, last year, we've seen Cannes officially introduced a new award for content marketing. So the content marketing absolutely has become increasingly important, and the more and more the advertisers and marketers believe in content marketing has already become a discipline. Let's watch a video by Jonathan from Coca-Cola. He's the VP of a global advertising strategy.
When I started at the Coca-Cola company just 5 years ago, I would be successful if I was given, a pretty substantial budget to produce a 60-second TV ad, and I only came back with a 6-second TV ad. Now, if I'm given a budget, I better come back with minutes and minutes of film content that approaches whatever story we're trying to tell from a slightly different perspective. And I think what's happening is, it's not that TV is losing its primacy, but the way that we use TV is evolving because of the number of media that surround TV. So if I take a look at Fanta, that content can reside as a 30-second TV ad, or it can reside as a long-form immersive game, as we've had in China. We've got teenagers all over the world with different screens engaging with us at different times. And I want to make sure that we exploit every screen to its full potential.
Exactly. So all the marketers like Coca-Cola really is exploring what the content really does. And that really fundamentally challenged how the TV commercials or the advertising has been done in the past. Just by looking at more recently, eMarketer has just published the top trends. What is most important priorities for the marketers to actually think about these days? Content marketing is sitting on top of number one. Precisely because for the longest time, the industry, with advertising industry, has been very much focused on the creative of advertising rather than looking at the brand as a communication through a variety of contents. And that really has becoming increasingly important. And we are happy to share our observation and what marketer can do to look at the strategy in association with content marketing. So what is content marketing? So we all know nobody goes online to actually search for shampoo. But people do go online to read information and to discuss their hair problem. So it's important for us to really think about content marketing in a nutshell, is how can marketers actually provide valuable information versus traditionally advertising is utilizing a lot of very interesting, very creative way to get user attention by interrupting. Of course, not only doing that, but also doing it very cleverly. But on the other aspect of marketing is actually how do you actually provide valuable information so that the users are more willing to interact with you and find it useful for their problems and find it interesting in their lives. So that's the content marketing in a nutshell. But why content marketing? So I think we've all seen the always-on phenomenon. So we're looking at these two phenomena, the always-on and also the integrated digital marketing. We look at why is content marketing important. Everybody knows we're included. You know, we're literally 24/7. We're connected. We're connected to the web. It's always on. Just like a relationship, a lover always crave for attention all the time. If a lover doesn't get the attention, you got upset. Our consumers are increasingly like that. They need constant attention. But in order for a brand to build a relationship, we have to think of how do we regularly engage with our consumer in a 24/7, 365 days. So let's have a look at a video. The audio? Audio.
Hey there. Long time no see. Looking good.
Yeah. Let's just keep this simple. I want a divorce.
What now?
I think you heard me just fine.
Come on. This is me. What's wrong?
We don't talk anymore.
I just put down $1 million on a TV commercial just to talk to you.
Exactly. You do all the talking. I never get a chance
Talk on our website, can't you?
Sure. If I want to say, order this product.
See?
It's not exactly a dialogue.
What about the print campaign, You can't tell me you missed the billboard in Times Square. That was like a 200-foot tall declaration of love.
You're saying you love me, but you're not behaving like you love me. It's not genuine.
I don't know. The agency said I was genuinely being funny. Genuinely being charming. They said you would love everything I did.
Could you keep your voice down? You're not doing a radio commercial. Look, whether you're funny or not, it's just, I've changed, and you haven't. I mean, we don't even hang out in the same places anymore. You're not even listening, are you?
Coupons. You want coupons, don't you? Look, come by the store. I got 2 words for you. Loyalty, reduction. Am I right? That was it, wasn't it? Let's just hug.
If you knew me, you'd know I don't care about that.
Know you? Sweetheart, I know everything about you. You're 28 to 34. Your online interests include music, movies, and laser hair removal. You have a modest but dependable disposable income. Am I the only one not getting the problem here?
I'm out of here.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Look, I'll tell you what. Come back here tomorrow. I'll give you the chance to win a Bahamas vacation. There's a small chance, minuscule, but technically still a chance.
Well, don't you find that's some of the dialogue that we have when we're thinking about how do we market to the consumers? We think we really know them, that we think we're building a relationship, but actually the consumers have changed, and oftentimes that's not how they felt. Our marketing messages have been relevant or even engaging or even interesting to them anymore. So, next slide, please. So, consumers have changed. And also with the phenomenon of always on, that the marketers really have to think of the traditional GRP type of mindset with our media strategy is no longer enough. Especially, looking at the time that consumers spend connected to information, communication, entertainment is no longer the traditional way, which you can schedule the time to air your commercial and tell them these are the media that your 25 to 34-year-old female with a steady income is going to access to. So that has fundamentally changed, and we need to really think about the strategy. It's no longer just a traditional GRP media planning. And that simply, is no longer affordable. If you want to reach your audience at all time, it's no longer a budget that any advertiser can afford. So we need to start thinking about a new media approach in the context with the content marketing. And the content marketing has to be at the core of its digital marketing program in order to drive the best return on your investment. So the integrated digital marketing. So we're looking at, we're surrounded with our brand messages that we want to engage with our consumers. And search itself doesn't necessarily generate too much demand for your brand. But certainly you can capture the purchase moment. That's a very important part. And also that helps you discover your brand stories. Where content is where you can actually immerse your brand messages and your brand stories more naturally, and that actually can stimulate demand from the consumers. And social helps you share the brand stories more widely and amplify the impact. And also the word of mouth is very effective to drive more users and more people to follow your brand. And of course, ultimately to drive the purchase and the transaction. And the integrated digital marketing campaign is very important that the content and more marketers realize the importance of a content in the entire mix. And it's no longer just on one part, but really looking at the digital campaign integratedly and holistically. We know that the social is a big buzz right now. Lots of advertisers thinking about social marketing, to be one of the core strategy. But just like going to Starbucks, we go to the Starbucks for the ambiance, to social with people, but also to have a great coffee. So thinking about going to Starbucks with our coffee, how good is it? So we've also noticed a lot of our marketers, their social strategies actually separated and fairly in isolation from the rest of communication strategy. So the content really has to be sitting in the center of the digital strategy as we look at holistically to drive the best interaction and engagement of brands together with the consumers. So what are the types of content marketing that you can consider? One, very much a long form content. So the long form programs, it's like a banyan tree, right? It's always growing, and it's linked to one branch's growth, linked to the other. It's always on. It's proliferating. So let me give you 2 examples of the long form content marketing that marketers can consider for. First is our Yahoo's Style Factor.
Welcome to Style Factor, a one-stop destination for digitally savvy women looking for the latest celebrity, beauty, and fashion trends. As a new or returning sponsor, we want to share with you the Style Factor experience so you can fully appreciate the innovation of this unique program and added value that comes with the sponsorship. The Style Factor experience begins on the popular Yahoo properties, where women discover relevant articles, videos, and photo galleries related to celebrity fashion and beauty topics. The Style Factor set is specially designed and built for this series, where we produce over 70 episodes for 3 markets. The production team is active all year long, constantly updating the site with fresh and original content. So let's take a deeper look into the...
So Style Factor is a joint program that Yahoo in Asia has developed with Procter & Gamble in 3 markets, India, Indonesia, and Philippines. Now we're going to bring the program to Malaysia this year. So that is one great example how advertisers can utilize the content, including video, blog, the whole environment of the content to naturally branding their content and messages, also including their advertising in the environment. So that's one example. And the other example is on Tumblr. Tumblr is a very popular social blogging site. It's a great publishing system. It's particularly very popular among young people in the West. Now we've also started seeing traction of Tumblr in this region as well. Yahoo just acquired Tumblr a couple months ago, but we have seen Tumblr particularly has been extensively used by brands that cares about introducing their stories and their messages in a highly visual level, just like a K-Spade. So Tumblr, just like your Twitter account, the advertiser and the brand can easily respond to the questions asked. You can reblog. You can also share that with Facebook or one of the other social networks. So that provides a great platform for brands and marketers to utilize the Tumblr as a publishing system to help connect your brand messages with consumers that particularly love beautiful images. So these are the long-form content that marketers can create original programs and surrounding the brand messages in such environment, or use more of a social platforms to promote the brand message. And there's another content type in contrast with long-form content. There's also another very fast emerging trend of native advertising. So as you can see in this image, native ads, by definition, makes it very naturally blend into the contextual environment. Just like, kind of this little bug and trying to hide in all these tree branches with a natural color so it will not be killed. In the context, for the native advertising, the objective is usually to drive a stronger engagement from the users. And we can see when you do that, your advertising will less likely to be ignored or actually killed by consumers. So we have seen the statistics shows that people who notice native advertising, 58% of them, they said they often and sometimes come across advertising. So even though it's very naturally blended, actually people pay attention to it. And more importantly, 83% of respondents said they're more likely to pay attention to ads that provides some kind of valuable content. And the consumer look at the native ads 52% more frequently than banner ads. I've got another scientifically, okay. Say, for example, Gatorade provides music for its consumers. It's native because of a Gatorade, you know, when you exercise, you oftentimes listen to music. So Gatorade provides music as a content to its consumers. It's making it, the advertising, become a native experience to music. And also another string ads is coming from Yahoo example. So Yahoo is the front page in the US, and all of the media properties have a refreshed content streams on the page. Basically, we've taken all these Yahoo properties and around the web and all these content and utilize the personalization engine to personalize each of these content and in an infinite way. So consumers can be exposed to content that's relevant to them in the content streams. We also place a relevant advertising in the content stream in the same format, and the results has shown this type of advertising has a 4 to 5 times higher click-through rate than the general banner advertising. And also, we've also noticed scientifically it's proven that the in-feed ads actually will get noticed. So these yellow and red dots are where the retina of our eyes actually is engaged. So you can actually see that a lot of the user naturally will see all these content that's actually embedded and the advertising that is embedded in the content. So we believe that the native advertising that naturally and providing the valuable and relevant information in the content will actually drive more attention, and the users are more open and more willing to engage. And also, the future will no longer just only on the article. The native advertising will be in all kinds of formats, from video, or even pictures or content, article content. There will always be, in the future, there will always be a twin ad, which takes the same format as the other content. So you'll be naturally blend in and taking the relevant information in the most natural and the least disrupting environment to deliver the message, so that the brand can really take advantage of all this innovation in personalization and the innovation on beautiful experiences as Yahoo and the industry is moving forward. So I hope the last 30 minutes or so that I was able to share with you, where Yahoo is headed. As a whole industry and the consumer landscape is fast changing. We're all re-engineering our brand, our communication strategy, our agency's roles and core competencies, so is Yahoo. And we believe this re-engineering of Yahoo that is focused on to inspire and delight our users by way of personalization and the beautiful experiences will bring users to come back every day a lot more and get them excited, get them inspired. And in turn, that beautiful experience and the technology and the cross-devices experiences will also help advertisers to make their communication strategy in this new era far more effective as well. So thank you very much for your time. That I hope that we have opportunity to exchange more ideas, how we